Hey, what's up guys? Me, Tobias here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Rode VideoMic Go. One thing to keep in mind during this video is I'm recording this right here with my iPhone 6 Plus. So just like in case you want to think about that, compare the audio of how I'm speaking right now with the audio of when I give you a demo of this mic. So right off the bat, guys, you can get this microphone for $100. It's a decent microphone and it does not need a battery. You just plug it directly into your camera and you don't need to put a battery in it or anything. One thing it does not have a high pass filter, so you do get some hiss from this microphone. So yeah, I'll show you how to set it up. You just plug it directly into your DSLR camera. This is a Nikon D5300, and if you open this side panel right here, there's a little hole with a microphone input. So it comes with this little thing. You just slide it in the top of your microphone, the top of your DSLR, and tighten this down, plug it straight in, and that's basically it. One thing to keep in mind when plugging this in is that you have to really make sure that you push it all the way in, because if not, it'll either record audio just through the built-in microphone on the camera, or it will not record audio at all if it's like kind of halfway plugged in. So just go ahead and double check that every time you plug it in. So here we go. Here's a sample of how the Rode VideoMic Go sounds. Alright guys, I'm now recording this with my Nikon D5300 with the Rode VideoMic Go. This is how the audio sounds. I think it sounds pretty decent. Alright guys, now I'm going to give you a sample of how the audio sounds from the stock microphone in the camera. So without the Rode VideoMic Go, so you can kind of see the difference. Alright guys, and this is how the stock microphone sounds, that the built-in microphone on my Nikon D5300. As you can tell, there's a pretty big difference in the quality of the audio. So one thing to keep in mind when you plug this microphone into your camera for the first time, it doesn't sound as good as that clip I just showed you right out of the box. You have to change some settings on your camera, and I'll go ahead and show you how to do that right now. So this is going to be if you have a Nikon camera. The menu is probably a little different than if you have like a Canon or a different kind of camera. So first off, you're going to have to go into your menu. Mine's already here. You want to go into movie settings, go down to microphone, and I have my manual sensitivity set down to 8. Usually your microphone is set to auto sensitivity. That's kind of like the default setting, and you don't want to leave it on auto sensitivity because it's going to be looking for audio all the time. So pretty much like with auto sensitivity, the gain going into the microphone is going to be fluctuating constantly. Like if there's no sound, you're going to hear a lot of hiss. And I'll give you an example of how that sounds right now just to show you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and plug my Rode VideoMic Go into my camera with auto sensitivity selected. Alright guys, so this is probably how your VideoMic Go will sound out of the box if you just plug it straight into your camera and start recording. As you can tell, the audio is not very nice. So just to make it clear, the way you fix that is you go back into your movie settings, go down to microphone, select manual sensitivity, and then I think it'll usually probably be at 12. That's probably the default. I put it down to 8. As long as like you're not hitting, like I'm right below the yellow. If you go into the yellow, that's okay, but you don't want to be in the red at all. So if you're in the white or the yellow, you're good. Don't want to be in the red. Alright guys, so just by changing the manual sensitivity on the camera to 8, this is how the audio sounds. And it's a lot better than when we had the camera on auto sensitivity. However, there is still a slight hiss, and you're probably going to have to crank up the volume in your editing software, and you're probably also going to have to EQ or put a noise gate on the audio a little bit to try to get rid of that hiss. And when you do those two things, this is how it sounds. And I think it sounds pretty good. It is kind of a hassle to have to go ahead and mess around with the EQ or put a noise gate on the audio every time, but you'll end up with a pretty good final result. and it's definitely a lot better than the stock microphone that comes in the camera. One thing that you can do to kind of improve the audio of the microphone is mess around with the microphone placement. So pretty much like the rule of thumb is the closer this microphone is to the subject speaking. So if I'm trying to record myself speaking, the ideal placement would be like to have the microphone pretty close to me. So like, I don't know, like pointing at my face, probably like sitting around here, or slightly off the screen, but as close as you can get it to yourself. And the way you can do that is you can buy one of these. It's pretty much just like a headphone jack, like extender, so I can plug one end. Let me show you guys real quick. So I have the cable that it came with plugged directly into the microphone. And Rode microphones, they do make a cable like this. I didn't buy the Rode one. I just bought this online for like, I don't know. I don't even know the brand. I don't think it's a brand, but I just bought it online. It was like $1 or something. So then you plug the other end into here, and then you plug the other end of this into your camera. Let me move this a little. It's kind of, I know it's really bright behind me, but yeah, so then you could place the microphone like wherever you want. Another cool thing about this microphone is that there is like a hole on the bottom of it, so you can attach it to a tripod. However, the hole is bigger than what your standard tripod like screwy in thing is. So like it won't actually fit perfectly on top of this tripod. Apparently Rode makes a special tripod for this, so like I think the goal of their goal is to sell you the Rode brand tripod. But what I do is like I just set it on top of there, and then I get one of these like hair clippy things, and I just go whoop, and yeah, that holds the microphone. So yeah, kind of a little easy trick there. So I'm sure like most of you guys probably already own tripods, so like there's really no point in like buying another tripod just for like to hold the microphone. So like, all right guys, and here's a sample of the audio with the microphone on the tripod and me holding the camera separately. All right guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over the pros and cons of the Rode VideoMic Go. Pros, it's good for vlogging because you're gonna be holding the camera and the microphone will be pointing right at you like so. Another pro is that it's affordable, and another pro is that you can move the microphone around and like set it in a different place in the camera, and you can get pretty good audio that way. I have two cons with this camera. One thing is that a lot of electronics interfere with this microphone. So like if you have like, I've experienced it with 3 different things. I've experienced it with things that have a Wi-Fi connection. So for example, I have a GoPro Hero Session, and it has a Wi-Fi setting, so you can connect it with your phone. When the Wi-Fi setting is on, that interferes with this microphone. It gives it like a weird noise. Like a ding, ding. It makes like a weird noise. The microphone, it makes a weird noise. Also with fluorescent lights, I have some fluorescent lights in here, and I've noticed that when I've had them on before, that has also messed with the audio of this microphone. And another thing is I have these like studio monitors in my bedroom, and one time I was recording a video and I had this camera like sitting like set up near one of the monitors, and it interfered with the audio. The audio every time, but you'll end up with a audio every time, but so guys, if I were to rate this microphone on a scale from 1 to 10, I would probably give it a 6. The reason being is because I feel like they could avoid the hissing issue with the microphone if they would have put like a high pass filter on the microphone. And then just because the microphone is affected by other electronics, I think that's like a pretty big deal, because like nowadays, like devices with Wi-Fi signals, or like depending on like fluorescent lighting, or like just electronics in general, are everywhere. So it's like it can be hard to avoid the issue of having that kind of interference. Oh, and also the third thing is because you have to go in there and EQ the audio and all that to eliminate the hiss. But apart from those things, like, I think it still is a pretty good camera microphone. It's $100. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description if you guys want to check it out on Amazon or anything. But yeah, I think it's still a pretty good microphone, and it's like night and day compared to the stock microphone that comes in the camera. Like, it's way better than the stock microphone, but there are a couple things that I think they could have done better. But all in all, like, I'm pretty happy with this microphone, and I'm gonna keep using it. So guys, I think that's it for this video. If you like this video, if you give me a like, that really helps me out, like, a lot. And if you've never seen any of my other videos before, I strongly encourage you to go check out my channel. I do vlogs, I do covers, I do the occasional review from time to time. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.